Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is the second video on the series on flashcards. Click on the link on your screen to watch the first video. So, what is a flashcard? A flashcard is a tool that will help you memorize answers for the civics test. Many people use this method, for example, to learn languages or formulas or science. So it is a very powerful tool to learn and to remember. If you have a very difficult time remembering the questions and the answers for the civics test, then this method is gonna help you a lot. Before we continue, please guys, give a thumbs up to this video so that many people can watch it. Thank you. Okay, back to the flashcards. This is how you make flashcards. As you are seeing on your screen, what you do is you write a question on one side and the answer on the other side. It is very simple. I also like to write the question number on the upper left corner. This is what's in red. You can write it or you may not write it, so it just depends on your preference. But for me, I like to write the question number. Since some questions have more than one answer, you can write all the answers on your flashcard, or you can only write the answer that is easiest for you to remember. For me, I prefer writing the answer that is easiest for me to remember. Okay, I'm going to give you one tip to study for the civics test. First of all, you have to make sure that you study every single day. The reason is, if you study, for example, today, you say, okay, today I am going to study for 10 questions, and then you don't study tomorrow or the day after. When you come back and study again, chances are you would have forgotten what you studied 2 days prior. So that's the reason why you have to be consistent. That means you have to have a calendar and study almost every day. Now, you don't have to sit down for 2 hours a day to study for the civics test. Even if you have 20 minutes a day, that's enough, as long as you do it every single day. Okay, some people like to study at night when they come back from work or when they come back from school. That is fine as long as you have energy to study, because don't forget, when you want to remember something, it requires energy. You have to think about it and remember. So if you are, for example, tired at the end of the day, that's not your best bet. Whatever you're doing, you might spend a long time reading the questions or making the flashcards, but at the end of the day you will not remember much. So try to study when you have a lot of energy. In the morning would be ideal, so I like to study in the morning. So if, for example, you get up, let's say at 5:30 in the morning to start your routine, you can get up at 5:15 and study for 15 minutes before you start your daily routine. So try getting up maybe 30 minutes before your usual time. That's going to be a very good help. So if you're watching up to this point, I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to go on the comment section and write July 4th, 1776. So the people who have not watched the video up to this point are going to be wondering what is happening. Why are people writing July 4th, 1776 in the comment section? They're going to be really lost. Okay, let's keep going. So you may aim, for example, to study 10 questions a day. So if you study 10 questions a day, that means you're going to cover all the 100 civics questions in 10 days. But there is a catch, guys, because you don't just study 10 questions today and then that's it. You have to revisit every single day or every other day. Otherwise, you will forget. That's how the memory works. So for 10 questions a day, you may want to have at least 15 to 20 days to be able to make sure that you remember for most people. But if you're very good at memorizing stuff, you can do it with less time. So that means if you're kind of waiting around and studying just for 5 questions a day, this is not going to be very useful. So 10 questions a day is good. Or if you're studying 5 questions a day, make sure that your interview is not coming up very soon, because you may not have enough time to study for your civics test. So that's a tip. 10 questions a day, you can do it. Try to study daily. And with the flashcards that we're making here, you saw at the beginning of the video, I was punch holing all the flashcards and putting them in a ring. So when you put that in a ring, you can walk around with it, you can go to work with it, and even study during your lunch break. You can study anywhere, and that's extremely important. One thing that also makes the method of flashcard working very well is because when you are writing by hand, your brain makes connections with what you're writing. That's why it may be easier for you to remember what you're writing than just when you're reading something that has been typed up in a computer, for example. So I want you guys to be able to mix things up. So listen to the videos. That is a good way of studying. But if you have a difficult time, even if you don't have a difficult time, it's always good to mix things up. So do this method of flashcards and come and tell me how that worked out for you. So I'm gonna just stay quiet now and let you study the questions that are on the screen. Thank you.